So you have to wonder, is it possible with this DX24 It's the Hot Toys Wizard. Right on time, baby. Hello, Wizard. Yeah, I'm quite aware that I'm recording a show. Listen. You got to stop doing this to me, baby. Yes, I am absolutely aware about the new Luke Skywalker that is going to be dropped upon us. I understand that about Harrison Ford. Yeah, I've been talking about Christopher Reeve. George Clooney. Well, no. They're not going to make a Dark Jedi Ares Tarleton figure. They're not going to make a Hot Toys Wizard figure. No, I'm not the Hot Toys Wizard. You're the Hot Toys Wizard. I'm the Dark Jedi. Hey, can you hold on a minute? Beep! Oh! And again, I'm on a roll. I'm the one who hung up on the Hot Toys Wizard. Listen, we're going to talk about everything with this DX24 and DX25 and what it means. We're going to talk about the newly waitlisted Amazing Spider-Man, the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. We're going to talk about what's going on with Loki. It's a complete market 180 right now in the secondary market for sure. What about this Fennec Shand? Is it about to go like the Purge Trooper? Is it about to go like the DX20 and DX21 Ahsoka Tano? I'll tell you what's going to go right now, my friends. This great little deluxe spotchka from 6 Scale Cantina. Let's go ahead and dive into all this. Right now. And welcome everyone to another episode of the Market Value Chart Show right here at 6 Scale Cantina. And just in case you don't know just who I am the Dark Jedi Ares Tarleton, about to serve up all the 6 Scale Hot Toys talk. So please go ahead and smash that like button. I so do very much appreciate your support. And hey, while you're at it, please also go ahead and subscribe to 6 Scale Cantina. Again, thank you so much for your support. We're going to talk about this Fennec Shand. Is this Fennec Shand going to be available for a long time like Boba Fett and the Throne? We're going to talk about that later in the show, so hold on to your seats for that, because I've got some thoughts on exactly what's going to happen here. But let's go ahead and start off with what's going on with this DX24 and DX25 Luke Skywalker. And also, if there is more meaning than what meets the eye with this figure hitting waitlist. And I think that there is, but not only for this figure, but you could take the analogy and what I'm going to tell you and possibly put it forth and use it for many other Hot Toys pre-orders that have it waitlist well before they're due to come out. But first things first, let's go to 6scalecantina.com. And if you don't have 6scalecantina.com bookmarked, you just may want to consider doing so. It has everything on what's going on the channel. And I'm at the biggest mover section. And you'll see here, this is the first wave, the first part of the reconstruction of this site. But you could see that Bespin DX24 and DX25 It is trending the highest right now, biggest movers wise. But look at here, baby. Not just Star Wars on the biggest movers section. You're seeing we got President Loki. You're seeing we've got the Matrix Neo. You're seeing we got the TVA suit Loki, which we're going to talk about as well. Slowly but surely, all Hot Toys, biggest movers are going to be on this list. And then you're going to have your top, all your DXs. It's going to be a list for that. All your DC, your top 10 Marvel, all of that forthcoming right here at sixscalecantina.com. Don't forget to bookmark it. But looking at this biggest movers section, which was just updated over this holiday weekend, number one, DX24 and DX25, Luke Skywalker. And you want to talk about a complete 180 from what is going on. It is absolutely unbelievable. And I'll just pull this up right from July 4th, on 4th of July. And from an outstanding seller, 32,919 feedback, $325 for a DX24. $325. Wow, not including taxes. And this has actually been on wait list for what, a couple of weeks already? But I warned that soon that the counterpart was going to hit wait list. And right with the 4th of July weekend, absolutely assuredly, pulling this up on the screen, you can see right here, a DX25 brand new, $355. Outstanding seller. Hawk Wars Toys. The guy's name who owns this is Ray. Ray from Hawk Wars Toys. Big shout out to him. I buy some figures from Ray all the time. Highly, highly recommend him. Does a great job. Double boxes his items. Guarantees his items. Good stuff. Now at 1,687 feedback. All 100% positive. But look at this, ladies and gentlemen. $355. Not including taxes. Not including $26.39 in shipping. Like $400 already for a DX25 Luke. And you're talking about US. You're talking about US. It is absolutely unbelievable. Just selling left and right. It doesn't matter who the seller is. Pulling this up on the screen as well. Just selling like hotcakes. Also, outstanding seller. 15,702 feedback. All 100% positive. Just in the U.S., just moving and moving and moving. And then you can go ahead and take a look. What's the overseas prices? While this is going for big bucks over here. And at a seller we're all familiar with, 19,415 feedback. All 100% positive. Tim sent $448. Are you kidding me? I talked about this in my last video, but I'm going to give you a little bit of heightened analysis now. Is this a figure that can actually go the route similar, not exactly, but similar over the next 3 months, like the Arena Suit Boba Fett has? And I say, yes, it can. And I think that it will. Because while there's an older version of this figure available in the secondary market, which is the DX07, this is one of the most pivotal characters and costumes for this character in all of Star Wars. The Empire Strikes Back Bespin Luke Skywalker is absolutely unbelievable. And not only is that character and that film unbelievable, but this figure is unreal. It is fantastic. The head sculpt is absolutely amazing. And look, low supply equals high demand. And where is this figure in a year or two? It's certainly a grail. But is it possible that this could actually be a grail before the end of this year? And I say yes. I think this is one of those ones, baby. I think this is a holy grail. And if you absolutely want this figure, and you have the money for this figure, and you've really wanted this figure, you don't just want it because it's rare. Don't buy into, oh, because it's rare that I got to get it now, but you really wanted it, you just didn't get a chance to get it, and you have money for it. Should you wait for it to actually get cheaper? Well, I got to bring it up because that was some conversation over the last year and a half, and rightfully so. But man, did that change real quick, fast, in a hurry. As I've been saying that it would. Should you jump on this before it winds up getting up to $5, $6, $7, maybe even $800? You bet your arse. You absolutely should. And this is one of the best. The DX07 by itself was one of the best releases Hot Toys ever put out. And don't forget, that was the first ever Star Wars figure that Hot Toys ever put out. But this DX24, DX25, it's only going to get higher, ladies and gentlemen. It's only going to get higher. Now, what if you don't care about this version of Luke, but you like the head sculpt, but you really don't want the Mando Luke, or you already got that, you want something from the original trilogy? Do you have to get this because nothing else is coming? I better jump on this now. But you're okay with anyone? Then I would say no. Then you don't. Because I can tell you right now, they're going to use this head sculpt as much as they can to capitalize on that R&D that they invested in it, that Hot Toys invested in this. So, with the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi, more figures coming. Would they actually do the Jedi from Return of the Jedi? And I say yes. So, if you'd rather have that one than this one, and this one's not really for you, believe me, it's important to a lot of people. It's important to me. It's important to a lot with that. But for some collectors, it's not. They maybe just want a Return of the Jedi Luke or a different one. Maybe you would want Luke, a Hoth Luke, with this head sculpt, with the Tauntaun. Yes, that is coming. Do I need the Hot Toys wizard to interrupt the program again? Absolutely, it's going to be coming. You have some opportunities, just wait. And you have to weigh that with a lot of these. Because let's take the C-3PO, for instance. The Attack of the Clones C-3PO has waitlisted. It's gone. It's going to be coming out here over the next several weeks. And it's going to go like the Battle Droid, like the Clone Trooper, like the Clone Pilot, like the R2-D2. It's going to be rare, and it's going to go hard in the secondary market. Because low supply equals high demand. But is that really the 3PO that you want? Is that really the 3PO that you need? Would you rather have the C3PO that you could still pre-order right now? You know, the C3PO from Return of the Jedi. You got to ask yourself that question. Because if the answer is yes, and you want that C3PO, okay, this one that's right up on the screen right here, which you can pre-order right now for $324, and showing it on the screen, it comes with Salacious Crumb, then you really don't need that Attack of the Clones C3PO if you don't want that version. But let's take it a step further, ladies and gentlemen. What if you don't want either of these versions and you want to wait for a shinier one? You know, like the A New Hope version. Or maybe even a nice and shiny Revenge of the Sith version. You know, we do have a 20th anniversary of Revenge of the Sith forthcoming. Would Hot Toys reuse this mold for that? Would Hot Toys reuse this mold for every movie C3PO showed up in? Ask yourself, would Hot Toys reuse this mold for any TV show on Disney Plus that he may show up in? And I say, yes. They're going to reuse this recipe as much and as often as they can. Why? Well, I'll tell you why. More and more announcements. Less production of those announcements and more reuses of already used R&D and head sculpts for different paid applications and some different iterations of the material and stuff like that to keep the costs down. And is it possible that that is exactly what has been going on so much with Hot Toys in recent months? Yes. It absolutely is. So as you're wondering, what should I buy? As you're trying to discern, what should I save for? What should I put down payments on? Ask yourselves these particular questions, and it can help you. But I tell you what, if you're like me with some of them and you need to have every version, you can't sleep on these. And for a lot of people, I know personally, the Bespin Luke DX24 and DX25 is not an option. The DX24, DX25 isn't just buying something because nothing's available and just want to go ahead and collect. I'm sure for some it's that way, but for many Star Wars fans, this is like a coveted grail regardless of the money, just the fact that they actually made this character from that film and they gave us another version of him. This is absolutely, in my view, a future holy grail. For sure. For sure. We're going to get into Fennec. We're going to get into the impacts on Andrew Garfield and everything else. Let's go ahead and look at some other things here in the secondary market real briefly to let you know what is going on. For sure, I could pull up the TVA Loki, and you can see right here. And again, another U.S. seller. 15,702 feedback. All 100% positive. I mean, this is a complete 180. $284. Sold. What do I mean by 180? Maybe some of you are watching me for the very first time. A 180 from this. Great seller. 99 feedback. All 100% positive. Brand new, baby. Brand new. Boba and the Throne, brand new. Look at that price. $275. Are you freaking kidding me? $275. Not including the $30 in shipping. Different from what? me pull up another one. Here you go. Just sold on July 5th. A whopping $242.50. Great seller. 541 feedback. And all 100% positive. $242.50, not including the $12.52 in shipping. Absolutely, absolutely insane. Just insane. I mean, just look at this. Just look at this. Wow. 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 So to answer your question, why? Why is this going on? Why are these selling? Why did this go for this price? The reason it went for this price, this Bespin Luke, has nothing to do if it's Iron Man or Luke. Has to do with supply and demand. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. And supply and demand in, dare I say, a rough, volatile, global economy. I used to go to the supermarket, ladies and gentlemen. I know friends and people that I've met that have talked about this. They go to the supermarket, what used to be 7 bags of groceries for the same price now is 3 to 3.5 bags of groceries. We all see the price of gas. We all see the price of eggs. We see the price of milk. Half and half. Salsa. Bread. Deli meats. Forget about it. It's high. It's hard. And again, I've talked about this so much. And coming out of COVID, the rate of inflation, people's pay did not increase at the same rate as the rate of inflation. So something has to give, baby. Something has to give. And with hobbies like this, that have figures that cost this amount of money, all companies involved are going to go ahead and make some adjustments. Because the demand is there for a lot of these figures. More and more. But the money's not there. So again, how do you compensate for that? In my view, more announcements, way less production, and more reuses of R&D, which is exactly what you're seeing, my friends. Let's go ahead and go look at some more. What was this in the 100 something? Was this 190? Here's another one from Hawk Wars. And no best offer again. Just $270 for a freaking Attack of the Clones 20th anniversary battle droid, Geonosis. MMS 649. It's a difference. It's a difference. You look at a KX Enforcer. I mean, just look at this. And I brought up this seller before. Again, 15,702 feedback. All 100% positive. Selling in the U.S. Sold. It's not the last one. $315. Minus 5 cents. Not including taxes. A complete market 180-degree turn. It is absolutely crazy. And I've gone over so many of these. It's just insane. As I brought up in the last show, your regular grails are not only holding, some of them are starting to increase and go higher. Like the Han Solo A New Hope here, pulling this up, $640 from Hawk Wars, brand new, gone, no best offer. Pulling this up onto the screen, And you could see here, this is starting to rise. The Matrix Neo, brand new. Gosh, MMS 466. Remember when this was available? $460, outstanding seller, 1,206 feedback. All 100% positive. Not including taxes. Wow. I mean, and some of these figures, like that Bespin Luke, could they meet up with this Matrix Neo, with that A New Hope Han? I say some of them. Yes. And remember, you can see all of this going back to 6scalecantina.com. Just bookmark it. Go to the biggest mover section, and you could take a look at all the ones trending top that week or dropping right on this little snapshot. And then eventually these will be added to the market value charts, which you can catch on the subsequent tab. And many of you know how to go there. Just go to the website and you can go ahead and check that out. What about Fennec Shand? What about Fennec? Let's go ahead and get right into it. Well, with Fennec, let me first go ahead and bring this up. Let me set the table. Sylvie came out. The Loki figures that I was showing you have waitlisted. Sylvie did not. And those Loki figures waitlisted before they came out. But Sylvie did not. Does this mean with Sylvie that it's going to get in stock? Now, it's on pre-order. I know it was released. Should you expect this to get in stock? Do you think they made double these than the Lokis? Or 33% more of these than the Lokis? Or treated this like Iron Man or The Mandalorian? I want you to answer that question. Let me go to another one. Same thing here with Scarlet Witch. Okay? WandaVision. And this figure is absolutely unbelievable. And I went over my friend John's house and saw his collection with him and his daughter Tori. And both of them are like over 60 figures now. My goodness gracious. They said it was all because of me. And I've got some videos. I'm going to post it on Instagram of my visit there this past weekend. But gosh, if you don't follow me on Instagram, I do put on some neat little videos and neat little updates on there. I've got the link to all my social media within the video description below. Just go there while you're watching this and give me a follow. It's free, baby. But yeah, I'll be posting these up. But I think I'm going to get this one because I looked right at it and I was fracking impressed. I mean, I was like, whoa. I just liked it a lot. We glued the hands, glowed those with that. I mean, the figure is nice. But this is not waitlisted yet. Is it because WandaVision did so much better than No Way Home? And she's just going to sell so much better than Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire, and so much better than William Dafoe, and so much better than Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, the Black Adam, and so much better than Jamie Foxx and Electro, and so much better than Valkyrie, and so much better than Natalie Portman and Mighty Thor, and shall I go on and on? Or should you take caution on this and expect this to not last long? Again, I'm setting the table. Let's continue to go on. What about this wonderful Wonder Woman? And this is another one I think I'm going to get, but I really wanted the wool hair version. Gosh, did you see that video the other day? My goodness. If you haven't seen it yet, go to the Hot Toys Facebook page and look for the Wonder Woman on the wool hair one. Pause. You're watching the market chart show here at 6 Scale Cantina. Cheers to you. The spatchka's delicious, baby. Little twist of wizard juice in there. Come on. Come on. Collector edition's already waitlisted. But is this one going to go away like some of those other figures are going to be in there forever? Or are you going to be able, or because it's available right now, you think you're safe? Okay, so that's where I set the table. Let's go to this one. Fennec Shand. Still on pre-order, and just came out the other day. Just the final production photos came out. But not low stock warning or waitlisted yet. Is this safe? And I say, I'm going to give you some clues, and you've got to make the decision. What are the clues, Aries? Okay. Let me give you all the data on this. The counterpart to this figure, Boba Fett and the Throne, were one of those figures that were released, were officially announced in 2021. And most of those figures, as they've been coming out with those, they're just forever and a day, seeming like anyway, available in stock and readily available. This is kind of like a companion piece to that set. Would they really make less of all of this than the Boba Fett and the Throne? Because how many collectors with Boba and the Throne that actually got the Throne are going to want to put Fennec with it? And I'm not going to say everyone will, but I would venture to say the percentage is high. I mean, if you're getting Boba on the Throne, she kind of goes with it. Not saying it's got to go with it, but it goes with it. Nah, they wouldn't make less of this, right? Because they got so many of those. That's one thing to consider. Second thing to consider is when this came out. This was officially announced in 2021. Most all of those, it's seeming like that there's a lot of stock on those, unlike the ones that were announced in 2022. That's more food for thought. Let's continue to go on. But now we're getting a couple of monkey wrenches that have been thrown in this ride that we're on this year. What do you mean, Aries? Well, the DX20 and DX21 Ahsoka was also announced in 2021. It was actually announced before this one. And it was actually April of 2021. And everybody thought that when that came out, and it was final production photos came out, that it was just going to be available because that's been the pattern. And a week later, got low stock warnings, and it went on waitlist. It was like, whoa! How can that be? That's not a 2022 figure. It's not a 2022 figure. And even with the Purge Trooper, which was a little interesting, because that got officially released. You saw the photos. And then a week after that, those are gone. That went without warning, really. It seemed like, anyway. Just gone. And now you're seeing what's going on, and I've warned about this on my insiders. And for many of you channel members, I put out quite a few episodes discussing the DX24, DX25 Luke Skywalker, and how it was a Grail and is a Grail and was going to be a Grail quicker. And sure enough, the Hot Toys Wizards crystal ball was able to be right on that one. And that was also, that one was 2022, but before May 4th, that was April 13th. And we were wondering if that one was going to happen because it's Luke. And you see that that's going. I said all of this to give you a lot of variables to consider when it comes to this figure. Would they just simply make more of her? Because Boba and the Throne, there's a lot more of those made. And they want the companion pieces together. I say that's possible. Is it possible that it's just they're not going to produce as many as this as Boba and the Throne because there just wasn't enough orders on this? Yes, that's possible. Is it possible it could go the way with many of the figures announced in 2021 and before that there's a lot more stock? Sure. But now you've seen some ones where that wasn't the case. So what do you do and how do you really know? And here's what I'm going to say about this. And I think it's very, very important as I go ahead and I actually pull up the final production shots on this particular figure, which it is absolutely stunning. I mean, look at her here. Look at her here on the screen. My God, I mean, just that pose and that look. She's so beautiful. Fennec Shand, Ming Na Wen, and they just absolutely killed this figure. It is so good. She's drinking the spotchka too, baby. Here's what I'm going to say. If this is a figure that you absolutely 100% want and absolutely 100% were coveting and couldn't wait to get and really been saving your dimes for and you got it and you want it, just get the darn figure. Don't wait for the bargain bin on this like Boba and the Throne. The worst that could happen is that they make as many as that and it's going to take some years or a little bit before the figures go up in price. Remember, I've been saying that even though some of these figures right now that, seems like there's a lot of stock on, that doesn't mean that there's no possible grailability for them for the years to come. That's not true. At least not in my view. More and more collectors, especially as this economy levels out, will 1,000% be diving in to this hobby. And there's going to be quite some of them that are going to be sought after. Now, some of these ones that are really low right now, they may be super grails. Especially some of the unknown characters or lower tier ones. But if you want this figure, I would not play around with this figure. I mean, just look at this pose. I mean, just look at how amazing this head sculpt is. It is one of the best head sculpts in my view. And with the pictures I've seen. And one of the best figures from everything that I've seen that Hot Toys has ever released in any IP, in my opinion. I mean, just look at this. I mean, it's just uncanny. That is insane. And insane what you can do with this figure. I mean, just look at that. Wow. I mean, she's awesome. Awesome. The worst that could happen is, I should have waited for the bargain bin, Aries. You were wrong. This one's available for cheaper. I was able to save $60. I could have saved $60 waiting, or yeah. And that's a gamble. And it's possible that could happen. I'm not going to lie. But it's also possible that this can go just like everything else is right now. And with a look like this, and a character like this, gosh, and she goes with Boba Fett, I would not mess around with this figure. That is a cool pose. This is just incredible. I just wouldn't. Now, I know you all want me to make a call. Is this going to go, Aries, like the DX20, DX21 Ahsoka Tano? Is this Aries going to go like the Purge Trooper? Is this Aries going to go like the... or is it going to go like that? Okay? And I say, pause for some spotchka. You're watching the Market Value Chart Show right here at 6 Scale Cantina. Hit that like button as well. I say yes. That's my call on this. I don't think this is going to be around very long. I kind of hesitate to do that because I think they made a good amount of Boba and the Throne. At least it appears that way. But I don't think there was any inclination personally that you had to make as much of these. Now, possibly they could have, and that's why I brought it up because I think it's possible. But I would lean towards this is going to go like the DX20, DX21 Ahsoka. And if you're in this game where you're looking, hey, Aries, I just want to know what the high value figures are, you're going to be disappointed. Because if you do that like you did with the heavy infantry Mandalorian, they're eventually just going to put out another one that's going to sink the price. If you're doing that with the dark side Anakin, you're going to be disappointed because they're going to come out with another variant of that anyway. If you did that with the DX07, and I've got the DX07, and I already knew that that was going to lower, and I'm not selling it at all, no plan on it at all. I just, but if you're planning on just having that value, you're doing it for the wrong reasons, in my opinion. For yourself. If you're trying to resell it to capitalize on it, well, that's just fine if that's your way, and then you do it within a certain amount of time. Then you have to also weigh in when do I need to sell it, when do I got to hold them, when do I got to fold them. But I'm not going to go ahead and go into that. And that's a great way to collect, and people get extra money that way and do that. I don't do it. I just don't got time. I used to do that. It's not my gig, not my area, not my thing. But if you're looking at just because you want to have that, holy grail in your collection, a lot of these will stay that way. But I have the Christopher Reeve Superman. You can follow this finger just down. He's over there in that wizard case. I'll be showing you my wizard cases. So that case up above, where you see the Endor layer right here on my finger, that's a wizard case. Where you see that Superman and that Spider-Man. Iron spider suit. That's a wizard case. And I had a friend of mine come over to one that has 60 figures because he's getting Maju cases. And he's like, hey, where do you get those cases? I'm like, that's a wizard case, baby. And I can tell you where to get those, and I'll be putting out a video on wizard cases, but they're really good. And they have a rotary table in them, and they're lighted up, and they're big, and they're nice, and they're cool. Got more room in them than a regular DTOF. And anyway, we'll get into wizard cases soon, for sure. But you're in the wrong thing if you're trying to just get in for that. That being said, and here's what I was talking about because I wasn't pointing, but there's my wizard case. So that there is a wizard case. That's the one I was talking about. And then you can see where the Superman is. Gotta point the other way. Right, like there, and I'll follow the finger down. There's Superman, and then below there's Spider-Man. Those are my wizard cases. More coming on those. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, I wouldn't mess around with this Fennec because sure, there's a possibility it's going to be in there for a bit. But I just don't think so. And like with the Bespin Luke, I think some people will be crying on this one. Make the same call with the Koska. Now, that brings me back to, what about Scarlet Witch, though, Aries? That got in stock. Well, it did. And you know what's going on with the white version of the white suit of Vision. It can just be a lot with that one. I'm thinking though with this one, to be honest with you, I don't think it's going to last very long. I really, really don't. I especially have the same opinion about this one. And honestly, the collector edition is waitlisted. The exclusive on Wonder Woman hasn't yet. When you add it to cart, you only could put 2 in. And a lot of people say, arguably, this is the best version they've ever seen with the sculpted hair. Again, I'm really digging that wool hair one, but there's only like 300 pieces of those. But I wouldn't mess on this one either. I just wouldn't. And because of what happened with Loki, I just don't think that they did. And this is still on pre-order. Just saying. So I think that it's very, very possible with this one that it's not going to make it in stock. But listen, baby, boys and girls, so many of these are just, they're not getting in stock. Not getting in stock. Green Goblin. Either version. It's not getting in stock. Pulling this up. C-3PO. From Attack of the Clones. Not getting in stock. Not getting in stock. DX 27. Either version. Not getting in stock. Mighty Thor. Love and Thunder. Either version. It's not getting in stock. The Black Adam. Any one of the 3 or 4 versions. Dwayne Johnson, The Rock. Not getting in stock. Jamie Foxx and Electro. Not getting in stock. Also, from No Way Home, either version. Deluxe or Collector. Doc Ock. He's not getting in stock. So many of these. I can go on and on. Go through Sideshow. Boba Fett. From the Book of Boba Fett. Not getting in stock. And now this is not getting in stock. And we were following this for a while. You've seen a few of my banners with Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire from the No Way Home as well, but this big news. Not the diorama base is waitlisted. And the collector 6 scale is waitlisted. It's very, very interesting. Indeed. Very, very interesting indeed. And when you talk about a figure like this getting into the secondary market, or the Green Goblin, or Doc Ock, it kind of, in my opinion, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it kind of goes like this. It kind of goes like this. And when you want to talk about holy grails, holy moly, and hold on to your heads and hold on to your hats. So, with all that being said, many of you have been waiting for my take on Koska Reeves here. We talked about Fennec, and really, just a day or a couple of days later, Koska Reeves is also officially released. And is this figure going to be one that is going to be in stock for seemingly for a long time, like both versions of the Mark 85 right now. Like Vision from Endgame. Like Thor. Like both versions of Captain America. So on and so forth. Like Black Widow. With the white suit or the black suit. Or is this going to go like the Purge Trooper? Or is this going to go like President Loki? And what's interesting about this particular figure, it actually wasn't. It wasn't announced in 2021. It was announced in 2022. Really just a few days into 2022. But it was announced in 2022. So will this go like the Purge Trooper? Will this go like the Bespin Luke Skywalker, the DX24, DX25? Or will this be available for forever at a day, like those figures I just mentioned, over the last minute? And I say, no. No. With Fennec, I feel like that there is an interesting dynamic because of Boba Fett and the throne, that it's possible that there could have been more POs at that just to match all the POs left over for Boba and the throne, so that that doesn't just stay in stock longer because you don't have the accompanying piece. Again, I could be wrong on that. Nobody really knows. We'll have to wait and see. Again, as I've mentioned, I would not play around with that Fennec at all. I would not play around with it. But I would certainly, baby, not play around with Koska Reeves here. I believe that this will waitlist in very, very short order, and well before this ever, and I mean ever, gets into stock. And when you look about grailability on these particular figures, and when you talk about this one, baby, let's pull up those final production photos and let's gaze upon this piece. It is absolutely unbelievable. And like that Fennec Shand, one of the best pieces of work from Hot Toys to date. I mean, look at these two together. Sheer magnificence. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It is just fantastic. And forget about the helmet and the uniform and the armor because it looks sensational. But just gazing on this head sculpt and how she looks, it is just... And look at the three together. Wow. Wow. For me, for the Dark Jedi, an absolute must-have, all three of these figures. And it's going to go really well with that new Bo-Katan that's going to be coming as well with the rooted hair, which I cannot wait for. But goodness gracious, these look just phenomenal. These ladies together. I wish for that final scene we could get a version of Cara Dune to complete this. I'll have more coming up on that in another show. Man, just look at this. Just look at this. And, you know, if you're wondering if a Cara Dune would be coming from Hot Toys, I say yes. But again, we're going to save that for some Drunk on Coffee episode coming up here really, really soon. And probably sooner than later because of these two, Koska and Fennec, being announced. But, wow. I mean, if you want to talk about grailability, if this figure does go on waitlist, and it's a Star Wars character, just look at her. It's just going to be so high in the secondary market. and absolutely beautiful. Definitely one of the best head sculpts I have ever seen from Hot Toys, without question. For sure. But should you sleep on this? And I'll say it like I said with Fennec. There's always a possibility that because of when these were released, Fennec and Koska, that they could be in stock for a long time and you could get them in the bargain bin. But honestly, if it's something you really, really want and you've got the money for it and you want it really because you want it, I would not sleep on this because I just get a hunch that this one's going. And honestly, I already told you, I think the Fennec one is, although there's a chance that that one will stick around. But we've got to get out of this mindset of the bargain bin because those days, for the most part, are long gone, baby. They're just long, long gone. For sure. Please go ahead and smash that like button. I so do very much appreciate your support. And hey, while you're at it, please also go ahead and subscribe to the Cantina as aforementioned. Again, thank you so much for your support. If you liked what you watched here today and you'd like to get a little bit of a jump start on when these figures are approaching waitlist or when they're about to, get a low stock warning, or some of them have just been bypassing that low stock warning in recent months, seemingly. Anyway, you just may want to consider becoming a Cantina Insider. All you have to do, besides believe, all you have to do is just hit on that little join button right here on the channel. See everything that it comes with. And if you think you can benefit from it, baby, you just may want to consider becoming a Cantina Insider, a channel member. If you would like a little bit, well, what do I get with it besides what you're saying on that little join button? So, just go to 6scalecantina.com, as I mentioned earlier in the show. On every menu tab, it doesn't matter which one, if you scroll down, you're going to get this light yellow highlighted area. And you can look right here, baby. Look at the last couple of shows. Even while I was away for a month, there were a couple of Cantina Insider episodes that were uploaded. Look at this first here. I'll blow it up. I did a movie review on The Flash, and you could see with the headline there, did The Flash and Sasha live up to the hype? If you join the channel or you want to join the channel, no holds barred, baby. Don't miss this. And yes, there actually was a market show that came up while I was away. Rare, gone, and early. You see Cad Bane on the cover of this banner. The Flash, what's going on with that? Is that going to be up for 6 or 8 months? Or 6 or 8 weeks? You don't want to miss this episode if you join. You see the Green Goblin, you see Mantis, you see the DX-27. You could get a special market show exclusively for Cantina Insiders. And then scrolling this way, a couple of brand new or recently new shows, out of this world scams on eBay. If you're a seller or a buyer on eBay, or both, you definitely want to check this out. I give you some insight. And as you can see here, this is just one of several, I think, Luke Skywalker episodes on the DX-24, DX-25. Again, if you like the crystal ball from the Dark Jedi and the Hot Toys Wizard, becoming a Cantina Insider gives you this. The best Luke is next up and ready to waitlist. And what happened, ladies and gentlemen? Exactly that. Remember, I will be back on 6 Scale Raw. As a matter of fact, is it possible that I'll be back this coming Monday, July 10th, at 8:15 p.m. Eastern? And I say, what you gonna do when the Dark Jedi returns on 6 Scale Raw on you? What you gonna do? Don't forget, I'm coming back live. Not gone forever. This coming Monday, 8:15 p.m. Eastern. Mark it on your calendars, baby. Come on. I don't always buy coffee out, but when I do, always have the coffee at hand, baby, no matter what, drinking Spotska or what. And I buy it from 6 Scale Cantina. Stay thirsty, my friends.